start with you. Did you support the installation of the sewer system around the lakes for the betterment of the lakes? This is 3 parts. Are you on the sewer, and would you consider looking into expanding the sewer system?
No, to be honest, I did not know nothing about the sewer systems. I read what was in the project paper and what some of the concerned citizens had with their comments. The second question, what was the second question again, Tom? I'm sorry.
Are you hooked up?
Oh, no, I'm not hooked up. I live over by Keeler Lake, and I don't see that coming there soon. And the third question...
Are you hooked up?
No, I'm
would you
not.
consider expanding the system?
If need be for to keep our resources like they are to save some of the lakes, I would consider putting sewer into my house. I've seen some of the things that our little lake has had put in it by accident, some on purpose. I think sewers could be a good thing.
When the sewer issue arose, I had to recuse myself from the participation of the township board because I do have property that falls within the sewer area. I did not vote on the area, I did not vote on the map, and I did not vote on any aspect of the sewer whatsoever. If elected to this board, I certainly wouldn't be able to sit on the board and make any decisions with regard to the sewer if that's together. Does the sewer need to be expanded? I think when we look at the sewer, it was designed so that it would be paid for with the customers existing. A lot of townships up here around South Haven have found themselves in a dreadful bind because they built a sewer system that was larger than what they needed, and it was built with the thought implicit that there would be more development. Now there's more development, and all of a sudden the costs skyrocket. I think that if there is a need for an expansion of the sewer, it should be taken into consideration, and I see no reason why the sewer cannot be expanded. But we cannot expand the sewer system with the idea that put it in and they will come. That just simply doesn't happen. I missed one aspect of the question.
I don't know which one.
There is a specific ordinance in Keeler Township that requires any residence within 600 feet of a sewer terminal to be hooked up to the sewer. Yes, every residence that we have within that 600 feet is hooked up to the sewer. Incidentally, there are a number of other places that do not have sewer hooked up.
So do you...
The first part of it, we're kind of sure, but I'll just say, I didn't have anything to do with it. Would you support it? How do you hook it up? I think the sewers are good for the lakes. You can see the quality of water, it's a lot better. I think the ability of the lake owners and people that can hook up, put, dishwashers, washer and dryers, it's just a quality of life issue for it. I am hooked up. Now at this point, I don't think it's a good idea to expand it. We're still paying for it. Let's get it paid for first, and then, think about the expansion. That's my answer.
I didn't have a lot to do with the sewer. I tried to learn as much as I could because I thought my house would probably be hooked up. It was outside of the map. It didn't get hooked up. I think the sewer is a good thing, number one, because the majority of the people wanted the sewer along the lake. And like I said, I agree with the majority. Number two, I'm not hooked up to it. Number three, this day and age, this economy, until there's a problem or some specific reason to expand the sewer, I don't think it should be expanded.
Yes, I did work with David on the sewers. I am hooked up, and as far as future expansion, I think if it was needed and septic were failing, then yes, we would have to look at that. If there's not a problem and people, it's costly to do that. So I think it would have to be the issue and if there's an absolute need for that.
The question that falls into my wheelhouse, because I was on the joint committee to study water quality as to whether we should have a sewer system put in place. And I will say initially, when I heard about the plan, I was like, no, what do we need a sewer system for? That's an unnecessary expense. But as we saw the degradation of water quality, because we took, I think it was 3 or 4 years of water quality studies, and there was a definite impact on the fertilizers and the phosphates and whatnot are running directly into the lakes. And as I started to learn that, I got to where I supported the need for a sewer system, absolutely, because it was going to need to be done at some point, and the cost was right at the time. This is one of those areas, I'm going to just a little bit, get off track, just a little bit, our board's been getting, bashed by a couple of candidates. This is one area where our past supervisor on his own looked at refunding the bonds after this has been put in place, saved the community about $1.5 million. This is behind the scenes. Am I hooked up? No. Would I look to expand? Again, only if it's cost effective. When this was designed and the area was set up, it was always looked at if we run a main tap here, are we going to have enough houses to hook up to pay for that tap? And that's how it was all set up. Kind of goes into the business question. If we could lure business into the community by having sewer put in one of our industrial zones, we'd have to look at it. But be careful what you do on something like that, because you end up with the concept, I believe, is the reason why the sewer line was brought out to 5 Mile Corner, and that revenue's not there. Would I expand only if it's cost effective?
No, I have nothing to do with the sewer. I am not hooked up. And yes, I would be willing to look at something in expanding if there was any.
Only the cost effective and water quality is going to be affected.
Tim? Yes, I was in favor of sewers. Some of the lots on the lakes are 40 feet wide, and you can't get a well, a house, and a sewer in that 40 feet. Things were getting a bit too close to each other. And yes, I am on the sewer. And another reason I support it, we're a plumbing, heating, and air conditioning guys. We put in like over 40,000 feet of pipe on the project. And it doesn't need to be expanded. Everybody that needed it, that was affecting the groundwater quality, that's taken care of. The people in the outlying areas, as far as I know, every piece of property has enough room to take care of their own sewage today. Thank you.